Oh yeah, it's Nergal time! Saying this tank's name honestly sounds like a slur. You frickin' Nergal. It's so weird. But in today's video, we are going to be playing in the Nergal. I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions on this vehicle, whether if this is a tank you should actually consider getting, or one you should stay very far away from. The Nergal is, well, kind of average in terms of the gun. 350 damage per shot, DPM is pretty mid, does have 10 degrees of gun depression, which is nice, and honestly, pretty accurate. 2.1 seconds of aiming time, 0.32 seconds, or, yeah, 0.32 dispersion. Like, it's a good gun in terms of accuracy. I actually thoroughly enjoy the gun. It's just pretty mid in terms of its damage per shot. Penetration is only 215 on the standard and 250 on the premium. So its gun is not great. It's a fairly average gun. You know, if it had like a Luva gun or a Tiger 2 gun, it would be way better, but it's kind of your average gun. But the armor is really the major strength that you'll be looking at with this tank. We can see the armor profile here, and you'll notice it's quite red. The superstructure, or should I guess this is the upper plate, technically. The upper plate on the vehicle is like 240 thick. And then you have the turret, which is way stronger. So we can see the turret versus the upper plate. So if you are in a tier 9, you're going to pen this vehicle quite easily if you just shoot right under the gun. And the gun mantlet itself is only about 280 at certain spots. I have actually gotten penned by tank destroyers through the gun mantlet, but the turret cheeks are really solid. And if you're using the 10 degrees of gun depression this vehicle has, you can make this vehicle haul down a frickin' beast. So it has really good armor. And the lower plate is also interesting. You can actually hide it quite effectively if you angle it because of the way the tracks are designed. So if you're sitting the vehicle at an angle like this, the tracks actually give you a huge amount of armor. We can see upwards of 300 millimeters, meaning that most tier 8s are going to struggle to cut through you. Now, to be fair, you can shoot the vehicle in the side. So if it's poking you, don't shoot it in the front track wheel, but shoot it right past the side. You can see a good example of this where this little corner piece is here. You want to shoot right about here, and you'll pen it every time when it pokes around the corner. But a lot of people don't know that. So because of that, it is a really awkward tank to pen. But there is a big downside to it, and that is the mobility. You see, the Nergal has a top speed of 31 with a Bond turbo. Now, to be fair, I could try and make it even faster, but it's not worth it. The tank is just not very quick. That's something you're going to have to live with. My reverse speed is pretty quick at 17, but yeah, the base mobility of the Nergal is not very good. So you're going to have to be very cautious about where you're driving it and, you know, everything like that. But thankfully, the tank does feature quite a bit of armor, as we saw. Decent gun depression. It has almost no hatches in your using your gun depression as well, as we did see. You know, using gun depression, that's all you got in terms of a hatch. So really not many weak spots. But that's why the gun is pretty mid. That's why the mobility is pretty mid. You know, a lot of other people have talked about the stupid good armor, but they forgot to mention that the gun is really mid, and it does have a lot of balancing factors that are brought towards it as well. So we're going to see what we can do in this game. It's a pretty decent matchup. Up against us are tier 8s. I wish more matchups were like this on World of Tanks. Let's see. Which way are we going to go? Honestly, it just depends on where our team goes. They've got a 50 TP, Visante, a Nergal, T34, TS54, so 5-ish, 6 heavies in total. It looks like 5 heavies. I don't know exactly where our team's going to go, but if our T-34 is going to go this way, I'll help out the T-34, especially because this tank is super slow, as we went over. I mean, this is the mobility you're looking at with the tank. You are not going to make it very quickly into the front line. Also, I do apologize if I do wipe my nose a little bit every now and then. I have a little bit of a cold, so my nose is a little bit runny. Also, bro, our Stritzmon is speeding along over there. Oh, that's great. All right, well, we're going downhill. And still going 30. Yeah. I'm even running crew skills to make it go faster. I'm running a Bond turbo. I'm literally running everything. Oh, and yep, we get shot in the crossing. Unfortunate, but as I said, there's downsides to this tank, and mobility is the biggest downside. Like, it might have a lot of armor once you get into the front line, but getting it into the front line is going to be an absolute pain. And yeah, I'm actually surprised our T-34 is keeping up with us here. but I guess the major reason is because I'm running a bunch of crew skills to buff my mobility, and he isn't. So we have the Bisante. Thankfully, we were able to make it across before that Bisante was able to shoot us. Now we are finally in position. So obviously, the enemy team might have some tank destroyers all the way in the back there, which is something that we are going to have to keep in mind. Oh, there you go. A charioteer shoots at us. From where that shell came from, it would be right there. So we'll take a blind shot. I mean, as I mentioned, this vehicle's armor is quite good, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about being penned at all, at least in the turret. Yeah, we can see that there are a bunch of vehicles back there trying to shoot at me. Oh well, we'll just keep sitting hull down here. Let's see if that charioteer tries to shoot at me again. Oh, we got a bunch of tanks actually trying to shoot at me. Again, I am a little cautious about those tanks in the back. We'll take another blind shot, though. It doesn't really hurt. We got our T-28 Proto. We got a bunch of vehicles over here. All right, so we got the T-34 off to the side, and bonk, there you go, 380, pretty good. And the T-34 gets shot again, so already that T-34 is down a rather substantial amount of health. We have our Stritzvon S1 in the back, so hopefully that player does give me some decent support, because if not, I'm probably going to be bled out a decent amount here. Again, we know that they've got tanks in the back, and you know what, why not? I'm just going to take another blind shot there. I wonder if we actually hit any of those. It doesn't hurt to take a couple blind shots ever. Our T-34 is a bit low on health. I mean, we have a bunch of tanks covering me at least. It's just I can't really do much right now. Oh, we got our close combat buff. We also can't really do much to that Bisante. We don't have the pen to cut through its turret, so as of now, we're just kind of chilling here. We're kind of waiting. I guess I could try and push fully wide and get to the side of these players, but I also don't really see much of a reason to do that. We have the TS-54 in front, and we get a nice 350 shell into his vehicle. Not bad. We've blocked over 2,000 damage in this game, which is quite a lot when you actually think about it. We have the T-34, and the only spot I can pen that T-34 is in the hatch, but it's just not really a possibility right now. 50 TP still holding. Our T-34's bled a bit more health, which is not good. I'm trying to help. I'm going to try and help out my teammate over here, at least a little bit. But again, that Bisante in the back is a problem. Yeah, that Bisante just overlooks a rather substantial portion of that hill. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that. This T-28, yeah, dies. Not super surprised about that. Aw, tried hitting the TS-54. Unfortunately, our shell does not go through. Well, we have the T-34, and really, there's only like a slight chance we can pen him in that hatch. It's just such a hard shot. Well, I have a couple options which I could try and make. I really want to like push wide here, and you know, get to the side. No. Well, the 50 TP might try and push up on my T-34. And if he does, I obviously need to try and help him out here to the best of my abilities. So we'll hold. I'm going to load gold as well to try and guarantee that pen. There you go. Nice 354. Gets bled out pretty good. I mean, we're doing stuff. We're up to 1,000 damage now, which is not bad. The only shot we've been bled from is the... Ooh, that's not entirely good. And bonk. There you go. Easy shell into the WZ. Not sure why that player made that maneuver, but we got the clear, so... That's all that really matters, and we aim in. Problem is, again, that T-34 there. I just can't hit him in that hatch. APCR has its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage is that it really struggles when cutting through any sort of well-angled armor. Unfortunately, my teammate died, which means I'm basically going to be holding here alone, and that AMX AC might try and drive right over. And we just got to angle the Nergal here and hope for the best, I guess, right? Let's see. Angling. Oh, we get a bounce, but we also get penned by the 50 TP. We get another pen. We get a bounce. Sweet. I mean, we're getting bounces. We're getting pretty good bounces here. Angle the Nergal again. No! We did a decent job. Unfortunately, as you saw, our entire team fell apart on the heavy flank over here. But we did 2,000 damage, and we blocked over 3,000. It's a good example of how troll this vehicle's armor is. That AMX did not know where to pen me, and because of that, we were able to get a bounce. That Bisante probably cut through my side, so that's why he was able to clear me. But the armor is not bad. The armor is really good. And as we can see, while the gun isn't anything incredible, it's good enough to get the job done in most situations. It was just a little unfortunate that our team fell apart so dang quickly. And the game finally ended. I am rather interested to see how we finished in terms of the team. I would assume we did top on the heavy flank because, yeah, every one of our heavies just died. They needed the hold, and they kept poking and bleeding. You can see, though, the Nergal has really good armor when using the gun depression. And actually, we did 3,185, which means that we hit quite a few blind shots that game. We hit the Charioteer once, and oh my god, we hit the WZ-1 22 times blind firing that bush. That is insane. So yeah, we actually did quite good in that result. 3,200 damage, and it's a great example of the Nergal. I mean, the gun is really nice, and that's something that I do enjoy about the tank. Anytime your gun is good, it makes the tank more fun to play. And not only that, but the armor did a good job, got us bounces. I think that, in general, it did a pretty good job there. So now let's do one more game and see if the Nergal can keep it up. But yeah, not a bad result at all for our first game. A pretty good matchup. Tier 8s once again. Up against us, we have an enemy Nergal, T26C5, T34, and a TNH 105. Not too many heavies, not too many mediums. This is the NA server, gosh dang it. So you're going to be playing 18,000 tank destroyers every battle. Don't worry, only half of them deal 750 damage. Whoopee! Yeah, this is going to be a cringe game. As I always say, the problem with heavily armored vehicles on the NA server is that because every single player runs tank destroyers, it's a little challenging to get bounces because your armor's less effective, and you have a hard time making pushes because you're going to lose 90% of your health in the push. But here we go. I'm trying to think of how I want to play this game. Because I'm so slow, it's going to be rather hard for me to cross this without probably getting nuked in the meantime. Yep, there you go. We got a Basilisk, or a Blesk. Wrong tank. Oh, we got the Progetto on me, but just angle it. I think we'll do okay. Yeah, I'm very slow. Hey, we got some assistance on the Barask at least. All right, keep on crossing. We got some more assistance on the Barask. And I guess for now, I'm just going to work this tank hull down in mid, and we'll see how that works. I'll load some gold for the first shell we fire, just because it's always smart to have gold. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a TNH. I thought that was the Barask for a second over here, but no siree. Okay, well, we are spotted, which means, yep, there you go. I knew that they'd have some little rattler in the back. Oh, and there's another tank destroyer. Yep, as I said, welcome to the NA server. No matter what you do, there's going to be 18 tank destroyers sitting in the back. Yeah. Oh, and we get hit by the Arty, but that doesn't really matter. All right. There's nothing to do in mid. If I try to poke that at all, I'm going to be bled out. So instead, we're going to head over to the heavy flank, and we'll see what we can do over there. I mean, at least we got a shell out. The Baraska's up top. I'm not sure what the Baraska's going to do, though. Full speed! Now, I'm going to have to load gold probably to try and cut through the enemy Nergal, but apart from that, it should be okay. We're just, we're speeding along here. Not very quickly. This tank is so slow. I wish it went a little bit faster. Maybe 30 base, and then you could get it to like 36, but man, is this thing ever so slow. Alright, here we are, and we wait. Well, honestly, I'm just going to move up. I mean, the enemy team only appears to have 2 tanks over here, and I'm in a Nergal. The whole point of this tank is to play aggressive, right? Our Hohri's moving up as well. Our TNH is now supporting me, so this is kind of what I want here. We're going to test out this vehicle's armor. The Hohri does get shot, but here we go. Moving up, moving up, moving up. We got the lower plate of the TNH. Easy shell for 352. We are not bad DPM on this vehicle either, so we should be able to get out some decent bleeds. Let's see. Let's aim it on that TNH hatch. There you go. And we get a bounce. Yes! The Nergal for the win! All right, we reload again, and we poke. Bonk. Nice. 340. I probably don't need gold for this, but it's all right. We're getting out bleeds. We're getting out damage. We reloaded another 3 seconds, and oh, you bounced me. Darn. You can see how you literally just poke like this, and people don't know where to pen you due to the armor of this vehicle. This is the problem, though. Now we're in a spot where, to make ground, we have to deal with enemy tank destroyers in the back. Tank destroyers that are probably going to sit in a bush like that. And, yep, there it is. Exactly what I was talking about. That's the problem with this map, is that tank destroyers have a huge grasp on what you do. Now we're going to aim it on that Progetto. Easy 340 damage shot. That puts us up to 2,000 already. I mean, that's not bad at all. But man, those tank destroyers are going to be a serious problem. There you go. SG-130 kills my teammate. Now what I can see is that our spawn is being quite quickly overrun. So maybe heading back to the spawn isn't such a bad play, but again, we go like 2 kilometers per hour, so we are a bit lacking in the speed department. But I will head over there, and we'll see what we can do. There's the enemy. Oh, well, never mind. I was gonna say there's the enemy T-34, but he's already dead. Okay, well, gonna try and move up here. Hopefully we don't get nuked, because they obviously have a whole line of bushes to work, and I am just about to enter their spotting range. Right now, HP is pretty similar on both teams, so I can't really do anything about that. But we're just going to keep moving up. What do they have? A Keelana and a Shrek. Oof. The Keelana's a nasty tank. It's, in my opinion, an overpowered tech tree with 700 damage per shot, the level of armor it features. I'm going to have to keep gold loaded if I want a chance to cut through his vehicle at all. But we have finally made it over to the other flank of the map, like 2.5 minutes later, 3 minutes later. Now we can start possibly getting out some damage. Obviously, Keelana just shot, so we can possibly get a shell out. Nope, not able to pen that. ISU kills my teammate, which is not ideal. Oh boy, that's not very good. But I'm going to move up on this Keelana, and hopefully we can get a clearing shell. Nope. But he shot, which means I will out-reload him. So we just need to move up here. And, oh, never mind. ISU shoots me for almost all my health. There you go. We finally get the clear at least. And, well, we are probably dead, because I cannot do anything about that ISU. How fun. Oh, we got a bounce from the Shrek. Let's just chill here and hope that the ISU doesn't have the shell on me. Let's hope that the Shrek doesn't have the shell on me. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that ISU sitting there really puts a hindrance on our game. The problem is our whole team died here, so I can't move, you know? If I could move up, we'd be all right, but because every single one of my teammates has died in this position here, well, actually, I might be able to squeeze up through here. Wait a sec. I might just be able to get... Yes! Okay, we're good. It was a little sus, but I was able to make it through. Okay, we're good. At least in this spot. Oh, we got the ISU detected. That's pretty good. Let's see. What are you doing, Mr. ISU? Well, I'm not able to shoot him yet, but if he backs up a bit more... There you go. Nice! ISU is taken out of the game. That is exactly what I needed. And now it's just 2 tanks. An enemy Shrek and another enemy Shrek. Okay. Well, the problem again is I'm in a vehicle that has no camo, and that Shrek will probably spot me if I try to move up. But you know what? Whatever. I'm going to go for it. We'll see. We will see what happens. Moving up a little bit at a time. Alright, over here. I guess that Shrek probably repositioned. I honestly thought I was going to die, but I guess I got kind of lucky that ISU did not end up penning me with that other shell. Okay, not seen anything yet. Again, I'm working these bushes the best I can. I do have a lot of view range, to be fair, because of, you know, all my crew skills being maxed out, but it isn't going to mean much if that Shrek just absolutely nukes me. One Shrek has been detected. I mean, the other one has to be somewhere over here as well, because, I mean, I've literally been driving the entire time and have not ran into anything. So that Shrek, yep, there you go. I was about to say has to be right over here. Okay, we are going to load in a high explosive shell, and the reason why is because I think I have the rear of this enemy Shrek, which means, realistically, I should... Oh, never mind. Don't have the pen on the enemy Shrek. That sucks. We have the other Shrek backing up, and... See ya. Perfect. Alright, let's load in an AP shell. And we just got to angle the tank out like this. That way the Shrek, yes, bounces the Nergal's OP armor. See ya. Yes, yes, yes. The Nergal shall reign triumphant. It's honestly a really fun tank to mess around with. I was hoping I would be able to HE the rear of him, but I guess not there. But we got 4 kills. We did 3,200 damage. We blocked 2,900. And our play honestly won our team that game moving back because we were able to push up, get the kill on the Keelana. You can see how the not-so-good premium pen does struggle, especially against heavily armored vehicles. You can imagine against tier 9s or 10s, you might run into problems. So I'm not going to sit here and say the tank's OP. I know that there's a lot of people saying that, oh, the armor it's too strong, but it's not like a BZ-75 where you have this broken gun along with it. You have a really mediocre gun on a really good armor profile. So you're kind of halfway there. If the gun had a bit more pen, I would say this tank is like 10 out of 10, but it's slow. Obviously, tank destroyers are going to very easily rip you apart, and it doesn't feature very, very good pen. So I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's not a bad tank at all. I've played a few battles in the vehicle so far. I've played 5 games. I've had an 80% win rate, and I'm averaging 2,300 damage. So not bad at all. It's a fun tank. I'm definitely not going to say it's anything overpowered, though. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the Nergal. And if you'd like to see more like this, please consider smashing that subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.